This is In My Lounge Room, and I'm your host, Skye.
And I'm your other host, Damo, and on today's episode, we're continuing on with a theme and talking about men.
Hey, Damo.
Hey, Skye, how you doing? You were waiting then, weren't you?
I was waiting. 3, 2, 1,
You had
go.
your
I know,
You
right?
had your face was ready to go, but your voice hadn't kind of caught
I know.
up yet.
Story of my life, yeah.
Oh my God, there's some deep philosophy in that, I'm sure.
I'm sure there is.
Oh, how's your week been? Or your fortnight, or as the case may be.
Good. Oh, yeah. I've just had the boys. I've been on leave, so we've just been doing,
For school holidays?
Yeah. Well, they've had 3 weeks off. 3 weeks.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was 3 full weeks, wasn't it?
Yeah, 3 full weeks because it's hard work being a teacher.
Yeah, but didn't the teachers have wasn't the third week like a teacher, they didn't have any no? Oh.
No, it's just being on
actual
leave.
time off.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I know my friend said that to me today. I was on the phone to her and she's like, so they've just been doing staff development, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, because often they'll do that where they have a pupil-free day.
That's
on
Monday.
the last day, because that was Monday. So, okay.
So this coming Monday, I go to work, the boys don't go to school until Tuesday. So the teachers...
Oh, okay, because Billy's school, they did that last week.
Yeah.
On the actual first day of the holidays, because they have to do that midterm.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So they went, well, we'll just add it to the holidays rather than
some
random arbitrary day.
So, no, we don't really do people free days, but just the school never starts on a Monday. It always starts on a Tuesday, Wednesday. Last term, they started on a Thursday, which is really handy as a mother. Yeah.
Yeah, that's strange.
Yeah.
No, yeah, well, they had their staff development day or whatever it was on Monday. So Billy had the extra day. However, Billy had COVID, so she didn't go back to school till Thursday anyway.
Yeah,
and
right.
So she was a bit disappointed because, she loved school. She wanted to be there, and... she hadn't seen her friends for 3 weeks because, week 1 of the school holidays, she was at her mum's.
Yeah.
Because I had COVID. And then week 2 of the school holidays, her mum had COVID. And she was already at her mum's. So she spent the week there. She did, however, get to go out and play with one of her friends at the park because, the close contact rules, you're allowed to
Yeah,
leave.
you can still do things, yeah.
So she went and did that, but then Billy got COVID for the last week. So for the last 2 weeks of the holiday, so basically Billy did nothing the entire holiday. They had all these plans and
that was like me though when the boys got COVID. We had all these plans. Yeah, nothing happened.
Well, that's it. Well, I couldn't do anything because I had COVID. Was yours in school holidays as well?
Yeah.
It completely. I felt
It's awful.
so bad for it.
Yeah, so ours started we went into. This is when close contacts were different. So when you still had to isolate.
Yeah.
So Wednesday we went just before the end of term. We went into ISO, and then it took until the following Tuesday of the second week before we came out.
Did you see they've revised the reinfection time now as well? So 28 days.
Yeah.
But there's been reports of people getting it again within 2 weeks. So it's just an arbitrary number. But what they really should be saying is you can get it again at any time. So please continue your safe practices, because people were taking that 3-month reinfection time that they initially said as, woohoo, I'm not going to get COVID, so I can just go and lick people's faces.
Pretty much. And if I have a runny nose, that's probably not COVID. That's probably just nothing. So I'm just
they're
going to
ignoring it. Yeah. Whereas it could well be just diminished symptoms of COVID because your immune system has accepted certain parts of it. Yeah. And you're also vaccinated. So, but you're still going to get it and therefore still going to pass it on to the unvaccinated who are going to get incredibly sick and maybe die.
Yeah. But that's okay.
Yeah. Well... The anti-vax versus unvaccinated, 2 different things, because there are people who don't get vaccinations for medical reasons.
Yes.
Or age or whatever. So those people need protecting.
Yeah.
And there's still people out there that, despite being vaccinated, like myself, you get COVID and it kicks your ass.
Yeah,
so
I know
would rather
a lot
have
of
not
people.
had it.
Yeah. I know a few people. It's like similar age to you.
Yep.
And they've had COVID, and it's been bad.
Yeah.
I'm guessing Billy was fine.
Yeah, she was just annoyed that she had to be at home.
Yeah. So the kids hardly get it. I wasn't too bad. I just had that cough.
Yeah, she had the cough. That's all. She said, because I said to her, did you sore? Were you sore? Did you sore? Were you sore or anything? And she's just like, no, I just had the cough. And, hung out on the couch with Mum for a week.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
so Joshua had nothing. He had a sore throat. And then I kept saying to him, how are you feeling? He'd be like, yeah.
Yeah, no, I was dying. But I also think maybe I just had the man COVID.
COVID.
Because man COVID's worse.
I've heard
it's like the
bad.
man flu. Yeah. Because it's like, have you heard that? And this is terribly offensive. When a woman's giving birth, she can almost feel what it's like for a man to have a cold.
That is really bad.
Yeah. So appreciate it, all right?
Yeah,
At least it only happens a couple of times in your life
right,
for most women.
I know.
Unless you're the Duggars.
Yeah, well then what's that?
Are they still only on 21?
I don't know, but they're all just like sexual deviants now and everything, so let's not...
The Duggars' children?
Yeah.
Really? I don't know. I just know
Hasn't one gone to jail for like sexually like molesting kids?
Oh my God.
Hang on, I'm Googling it.
Wouldn't you think, right? Wouldn't you...
Oh my God, it's the computer.
There's a laptop right in front of you, and this guy's like on a phone. Yeah, wouldn't you think though, right? And I'm not going to judge people who have like lots of kids. Like I come from a family of 3. My mum's from a family of 5. My ex's mum's a family of 10. People have lots of children. I think it was 10. No. That was like 5 or 6. Her grandparents come from 10. So further going back, people had lots of babies.
Yeah, it happened.
But when you're having like 20, considering like the gestation period of a human is 9 months, right? So you've spent, 21. You've spent 21 years of your life pregnant.
Yeah, gross.
Right? Or up to, unless you're like, getting pregnant week 1.
Well,
like
I think that's what's happening.
The second you start ovulating after you've given birth. It
must be how it works.
Get in there because the man's been like, I haven't had any sex.
Yeah, it must be how, I don't know how, okay, so here we go. I would like you to read you a little bit about Joshua, the eldest of the family.
And he's how old?
He, in 1988, so 34, is an American convicted sex offender.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
The eldest of Michelle and Jim's 19 children, was the executive director of something or other, a lobbying a political action committee. He left this position when news broke that he had molested multiple underage girls, including a victim under 5 years old.
Right, yeah, cool bloke. 19, I thought they had over 20. Maybe they've lost some, or I could be getting confused. What's the record for the most children? Who's got the most children at the moment? But, what I was going to say is, do you think that there comes, like, there's a point...
I mean, there's a woman in Russia who had 69.
Jesus Christ. Jiggity giggity. Sorry. If you're going to say 69, there's going to be like an 11-year-old Damo response. So when you have, the more children you have, up to a point, what is the limit where you can no longer give equal amount of attention to each child?
2. You know what I mean?
Because then you got favourites, like, you know. So the least favourite, because they're all got different personalities.
Yeah.
So let's say you've got 20 children or 69 giggity. It's like, and your favourites, is there like a level where like the 69th least favourite, did they live in the woodshed?
It would have to. I'm just reading. She had like she had 16 pairs of twins and 7 triplets.
Stop! Just stop!
My tummy's hurting just thinking about all that stretching. Oh my gosh!
Yay! I mean,
I bet she had amazing belly button.
Oh yeah, it's like 8 inches long. Like, go you for being super fertile. I mean, like, if she was a superhero, it would be like super fertile.
She is, and she's Russian as well.
Yeah, so like it doesn't matter. Like, she gets sperm anywhere near her, and it's like found the egg. It's done. Yeah, pregnant. But Jesus,
I know. I'm just thinking about like I had 2, and that's enough. Like. So
that means like for 70 years she's been having like so.
Well,
this
not
is
70 because.
Well, she's 69 children.
Yeah, but some of them are twins and.
Oh yes, true.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say.
Here we go. It says between. Okay, this is a long time ago.
Okay. I thought it was like now.
No, sorry. I've now just read the next bit, which says between 1725 and 1765.
Okay.
Okay. So maybe not her.
Okay.
But still, that's pretty
But
impressive.
anyway, so 17... Sorry, what were the dates?
So 1725 to 1765. So this is living
40, 40 years of being pregnant. All right.
So basically, she would have... So say she went through, like, puberty at, say, 11, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she stopped having babies at, like, 51. So, and probably the only reason was because she went through menopause.
Or her husband died.
Or her uterus just gave up.
Just went, fuck this, I'm out. Have you heard of the theory of the wandering uterus?
No, but it sounds fascinating. The wandering uterus.
Yep. Okay.
Go.
So, going back in history.
Right.
They had this theory called the wandering uterus, right? And the theory was that your uterus was basically a sentient being. Okay. So, and you had to, and it would get angry. You could upset a woman's uterus, right? And if the woman's uterus got upset, it would make the woman upset and make you sick and everything. Because it's living off you.
It's living.
Because they didn't they
didn't understand.
They'd cut people open. They go, oh, so that's where the baby is growing in this thing. Oh, that's a weird thing.
Which is like a weird sort of creature almost. Yeah. Okay.
So they were like, if you rode a horse, your uterus could move up through the vibration and push on your lungs, and that would make you sick. Give you lung problems.
What the heck? Really?
Yeah, it might give you it like basically, and the whole women's hysteria.
Oh yeah.
Which was basically PMS. Lock them in an institution. Yeah. And then they invented like dildos.
Vibrators.
To treat them with. So dirty old doctors be like, I got to stick this. That'll fix you.
There's a movie about it called Hysteria, or like Treating Hysteria, and basically it's based on the guy that did it, who was originally doing it manually, and then was like, my fingers are hurting a bit, I'm cramping up, so
I'm going to invent a penile shaped device which will sort you out.
Yeah, and so that's where it came from. But like
was the idea was like I wonder, here's another thing. I wonder if he told them to get themselves wet. No, that's not what I was going to say. That just popped into my head. I wonder.
No one has said that to anyone except for one person.
Yeah. All right. You know what?
That's
I probably
not true.
think that's not true.
I just can't believe people would say that.
Yeah. So I wonder if it was like, because I don't know enough about the women's hysteria treatment, was the intention to give the woman an orgasm? Do you think that they...
Well, I don't think they really understood that it was an orgasm, do they? They just understood that it was like a release.
So you could go home from the doctors and go to your husband and go,
I feel great. I feel so relaxed. I'm just going to have a little nap.
That's because the husbands weren't giving the orgasm. So super doctor, he's like, come down and see me.
Yeah. And that's why he was like, I get cramps all the time in my hand.
He's just sitting fingering a whole bunch of women all day.
I know. And then he was like, I've now invented this. And it was like... I think it might have been wind up. I don't know.
Okay, here's homework for everyone listening: is Google treatment for women's hysteria and see what you get. Yeah. And the wandering. I'm pretty sure it's the wandering uterus. And that's why women weren't allowed to fly planes, or they weren't allowed to go on trains. When trains were invented, because they had to have special carriages, like to keep the women in. Women were separated because of their uteruses would get angry.
And I've never.
And you don't want a woman with an angry uterus, because she'll get very sick and she may die.
She might.
No, she was probably dying because of like the shitty medical treatment.
I mean, probably, but it was definitely her uterus.
It's definitely her uterus. So don't upset a woman's uterus, because it will affect her terribly.
I like the fact that the whole Native American idea of when a woman had her period, that she would just go into the hut and she just they just cruise and chill out together and just bleed until they finish, and they'd walk out. I love that.
And the men are like, I got to go hunt.
Yeah.
You do your women's business.
Yeah.
There you go. Is that secret women's business?
Yeah, maybe.
Like they just go hang out together and just...
No, literally they go into like a hut. It was called something like not the female hut, but they go in there and the women that obviously... And there must have been a lot of them, because they would have all been in sync. Yeah. So I'm guessing the older women and the younger women brought them food, and they just stayed there in this area.
Can you imagine in like ancient tribal times... when language was developing and they were doing cave paintings and women were menstruating, like it would have been just like, you're dying.
Yeah, I know.
Although, we got to go back to like the dawn of civilization, and I suppose if we've evolved from apes menstruate.
Yeah, that's true. Animals do.
It'd just be like a normal thing.
They probably weren't panicking that much.
It's just normal.
Yeah. But that's why they'd go into the tents and all the little, because they didn't have sanitary wear.
Yes. Now, I just want to touch on something because you said maybe they called it the female tent, then you corrected yourself, right? Referring to women as females is quite problematic.
It is actually. I can't believe I actually used that word because I never use it.
No, but you were using it in a third-party sense from them and their what they said. But because I've seen posts online where people do females enjoy, I don't know, fishing or whatever. Really? Or that's a female thing, or do you know any females that might be interested in coming on a double date or whatever?
Yeah.
Calling women females I find it offensive, and I'm a man. I think it's silly because we don't call men males. This is
not really, unless there's a dog.
No, it's men. So we should call women,
unless it's a dog animal, not like
well
dog.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
If female, it could be what female cat, female dolphin, and also I think it's a problem because if a woman doesn't necessarily have to be female, a woman can be transgender.
That's true.
You can a cis woman.
Or even not non-binary.
Yeah,
because if she's identifying or they are identifying that day as a woman.
They're not necessarily. Female is your sex designation. Okay, male and female.
Your gender.
It's not necessarily.
Well, no, you're
your
right.
Gender is,
no, you're right. It's their sex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your sex is
genetic.
Male or female, or it's the genetic. That's right. But then your gender identity is, man, woman, non-binary, transgender, whatever. And then your sexuality. Yeah, gay,
whatever.
Bisexual, straight, whatever.
Asexual.
Yeah, asexual. Yeah, there's people like that out there. So I found that really weird. Why do we refer to women as females?
I don't know. I it's like also calling women girls.
Yeah, that's pretty weird.
A girl is a girl. She's not a woman yet. She's a child. We shouldn't be like, hey, girls. Yeah. I do it, but then sometimes I'm like, oh, I shouldn't do that.
But they mean I'm going out with the girls.
Yeah.
That in that sense, I think what you're doing is you're making yourself feel young.
Yeah. Well, it's so. I was talking. Yeah, because
I'm going to go pick up some girls.
Yeah.
You should be talking to women, you gross bastard. Yeah.
Exactly. Or ladies. Ladies. That just reminds me.
Hey, ladies.
Yeah.
You went out this week.
On Thursday night? Yeah. I went to karaoke.
With the girls? Or?
Well, just with one.
Yep.
With our mutual friend, Sarah. Is her name Sarah? Is that what we call her?
Sarah. Yeah. She knows who she is.
Yeah. No, I found out she doesn't even listen to the podcast.
Oh, my God.
Right. I was like, I said, have you been listening lately? She's like, and she just stared at me. I'm like, do you not listen? And she's
there was that blank stare of I don't know how to respond, so I'm not going to.
Yeah, and she's like, I'm not really into podcasts. I'm like, yeah, but it's Damo and I, we're friends of yours.
Support us. Give us numbers on our stats.
And she's like, I prefer, and I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, so I told her off.
Podcasts, it's a funny thing because it's just modern on-demand radio.
Yeah. It's way better than radio.
And it's not interspersed by songs that you don't want to hear.
And adverts. I've just picked up my delicious glass of water.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. We don't have any sponsors that we need to not
But
upset.
we would love sponsors.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, so if you do have a business, we'll plug it.
Yeah, we'll add, definitely.
Yeah.
If you've got a business and you want us to advertise.
On our Instagram and social media, should we mention that now? That was an accident, but...
We can plug you on our social... Well, no, we'll plug you on the show. Yeah, contact us through our social media.
Yeah, so our email, skyeanddamo@gmail.com.
Which is correct. And
thank you.
In My Lounge Room podcast on Facebook and In My Lounge Room on Instagram. But yeah, get in touch with us. And that's a great idea because we can... we'll tell people how good you are and you can give us money.
Totally. Even if you just give us products...
Oh, or that. Yeah, that's good.
I'm cool with testing products.
So if you're a BMW dealer...
we want one each, please. We're not doing custody of the BMW, okay?
No. We want one each, definitely. Oh, golly. So, so
I went to karaoke with our friend who doesn't listen to the podcast.
Yep.
And I only got to sing one song.
Dude, that's devastating.
No, it really was devastating.
I was hoping to. What I was actually going to do, and I'm not going to do it, and I'm not going to talk about it actually because I was going to make it a surprise.
Oh,
but we're not going to have a heap of time today now.
I know.
But that's life. We're probably going to have a short episode as a result. But, no, we're all right. We're still running pretty good.
Okay.
But, it was... I was just going to record a song with you this week, and because
I was saying because I messaged you going, I've only done one song. I just wanted to do a whole afternoon of singing.
Yeah, and I was going to do, get some backing tracks or whatever, and then just like record some songs, and then that would be cool because we've got random ones. Yeah, on the podcast.
Speaking of that, my uncle Mark, who lives in Queensland, is like a muso, an actual muso, like a real muso. It's recorded. He like a very good muso. Anyway, he sent me a song which I need to send to you that he's written about his dad and his sister. It's a very sad song, and I just happened to say, "Hey, I am also a singer, but I have a podcast." He goes, "Oh, send me some of your music." I said, "Well, I can't, but I can send you the podcast." And then you can listen to my voice as well. Anyway, he thinks our podcast is awesome.
Oh, cool! Yeah.
But
don't worry about Damo. He's also a musician, singer, songwriter, and uses the end of the podcast to promote himself.
No. But I also said to him, "Oh, can you send me the song and the lyrics? And I'm going to forward it on to you. I just haven't had a chance because I was like, because I think that you could do some cool stuff with the song." Yeah.
Sure.
Anyway.
Yeah.
But he's also very religious, even though he works at a jail as a counsellor. Well,
sorry, Uncle Mark. You go to your own thing.
I know.
It's all good.
So he's very religious.
No judgment.
But he works in jails, like as a social worker. So I messaged him saying, "Here is the podcast. Just need to let you know," because I sent him the kink shaming one.
Yeah.
That it's I don't know how you're going to feel about these. Anyway, he messaged back going, "Wow, I have learned so much, Skye."
That's good though, because there are like the olders.
Yeah.
Who haven't experienced a lot of things. One thing that the oldies, haven't experienced that much of is online dating.
No.
And that's something that you've been experiencing.
Oh,
and you've sent me some
I've sent you
some
so
screenshots
much
this week, and I sent you a voice message the other day with just me cracking the shits really about men again. And I'm like, it's really hard as a man to know how men are behaving, and I've said this every time, and I feel like I have to say it every time. We know it's not all men, but it's enough men for it to warrant discussion.
Yeah.
And for a long time, I think on the show we've bitten our tongues and tried to like make out that some women are bad as well. Yeah, they are, but like it's like 1 in 100, whereas men it's the other way around. It's 99 in 100. So it really sucks that, and I've got a new job, and I've told women in the job about the podcast.
Yeah.
They're like, "What do you do?" And then I talk about it, and then like, "Oh my God, that's me."
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, because it's every woman.
It is.
You have to encounter some bullshit. No, not every woman. Okay, so maybe not all women are actually dating or experiencing or...
That's true. Some are just married and happy and
gay women deal with other women. So,
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I for that reason, I could not be gay. Like, just the idea of, like, 2 women in a relationship, my goodness.
Yeah.
Like 2 of me in a relationship? No.
It'd be worse being 2 men, right? Like, surely, like...
I don't know.
But I don't know, like... Our gay friends out there, male gay friends, I believe that there's a high level of promiscuity in your land, in gay land, yeah.
Yes.
And is it because men... I mean, that's it. Is it because men...
Is it because men? Yeah.
So you just kind of like go, fuck it, this is just how it has to be because, my mate Dan, he was having a really hard time as a gay man with dating because of that, because of the men treating each other as men do. And like it's kind of so it doesn't cease just because you're gay. It doesn't stop. You don't stop being a man. They're still going to do.
Men are just men.
However, in my understanding from what I've seen from screenshots, men have no problem with dick pics.
No,
like on Grindr and whatever.
I feel like it's a different thing, isn't it? Because they can be like, they can admire it, whereas women just go, ugh.
Yeah, like, well, I don't know. It's kind of like...
I don't know either. I'm not a man, so...
I've spoken to gay men who are like, oh yeah, I love go on Grindr and just look at dicks.
Oh, that just does not interest me at all.
Straight up, this dick pic. Yay!
Yeah. Oh my gosh!
But anyway, so you've sent me some screenshots of some colourful conversations.
Yeah,
so I think we should delve into there so I can give my thoughts.
Okay,
I've already given some.
Where do you want me to start? Do you want me to start? Which one?
Oh, whatever. Yeah.
Well, how about we start with? We'll call. Well, no, I'm just going to say his name.
Say their names. Who cares?
This is
don't
Mark.
say their last name.
Mark, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
do you want me to be Mark?
You be Mark
because I can put my.
Do you want me to put context as why I think he messaged me?
Sure. You aren't friends on Facebook.
No,
it says what he does for a living.
Yeah,
I'm not going to read that.
No, but because obviously I'm on the single groups mainly to plug the podcast, but then occasionally I get sick and tired of the thirst, and then I'm also like, I'm going to post a video of me singing. You know how I've always done that.
But that's, I have an entire YouTube channel full of videos of me singing.
I just like the ego trip.
I have toured and performed on stage and done all sorts of things.
Yeah.
That's different.
Yes.
Occasionally you need an outlet.
Yeah. So
I'll pull my guitar out and play in front of a friend.
Yeah.
But whatever. But anyway, sorry. Go on. Yeah.
So I've obviously put that, and then I get this private message.
Keep talking.
Okay. Which, but you're going to read it. But anyway, then after he sent me this private message, he then commented on my my singing video saying you're obviously cold.
I'm getting a bit cold, so I just went and got a blankie off the couch.
That's fine. Saying something like something or other about like your voice and my voice, and I was like, bleh. Anyway, read what he says, please.
Okay. The first thing I'm going to point out is, and this annoys me, like when you get emails
I think it may
and
be
things.
the same. I already know what you're going to say.
So in order for him to message you, he would have had to have gone to your profile and clicked on the bit where it says friend, add friend or message, right?
Yes.
So in order to do that, he would have read your fucking name.
Correct.
Which is spelled Skye.
That is my name, yes.
So he started out Skye.
Yeah, the blue thing. The blue thing. Yeah.
Skye.
Yeah.
Yeah, go,
So
Mark. Good
immediately I'm like, well, you can't even spell my name right.
Yeah, you're a Darrow. I'm sorry. Didn't need to call you a Darrow, Mark, but...
But you are, Mark.
Come on.
Yeah.
Skye, just a question. Do you think you can fall in love with a person even though you haven't met them personally?
Ugh. Yuck. Obviously, I have not replied to this.
I mean,
no.
No. You can fall in love with the idea of being with a person like I said last time. Talked about Kate Beckinsale.
Yes,
she's freaking amazing.
She is.
Now I could fall in love with the beer with the beer. I could fall in love with a beer.
The Kate Beckinsale beer. Yes.
So I could fall in love with the idea of being with her. Yeah. Which, is that really falling in love, or is that just fantasizing?
That's
about
fantasizing, having a crush on someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a celebrity crush.
Yeah. And so when you're 10 years old and you're crushing on some boy at school, have you fallen in love with them?
No, it feels like just
yeah. That's but they don't know.
No.
But you've met them.
Yes.
So the whole haven't met some. No. Mark, if you're listening, sorry to pull the piss out of you, but no. You can't fall in love.
And so I didn't reply. I didn't look at this and go, wow, I'm replying.
Oh my God. Is he talking about me?
I think he might be.
Or is he looking for advice because he listens to the show?
Yeah, I went with the first one. Okay. He's talking about me and I'm super creeped out.
And he's leading you into a response.
Yeah. So I didn't reply. I just ignored it. I screenshotted it and sent it to you, though.
Yeah.
And you were like, wow.
So was there a follow-up from him?
No, although he did comment on my singing just to say something about he'd like to something creepy about his something about his voice, his gravelly voice or something. I was like,
okay.
Yeah.
That makes me think about it just pops into my head the whole there's another one where I don't know if this is your message or a screenshot of someone else's message.
Are you talking about Sunny?
No, this one.
Oh, so that's one of the girls from the group.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I did a call out.
Right. So this phenomenon. So I'll be the guy, you be the girl.
Okay.
Right? So we're going to act these out. So. All right.
Character.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
All right. So I'm George. He doesn't have a name because it's blacked out. But this is something that shits me as well. Like, because this is something that women do.
Yeah.
As well as men.
I think that this is definitely both genders.
Yep. This is a level of insecurity or just your self-entitlement if you want to go further.
Yeah.
You know, but generally I think it's a level of insecurity.
It is definitely insecurity.
So I'm going to ignore... there's context. Okay, so he says...
I'm guessing that she's said, I live in...
Okay, so he said, so far, lol, I've got family that lives in...
Not even
Next
close.
day,
Yeah.
7:42. Anyways, you don't seem like you up for... It's your... You don't seem like you're up for a chat. I'm going to read it verbatim. You don't seem like you up for a chat. If Sunday evening is this bad, imagine weekdays. So I'm going to ask you kindly, hit the top right-hand corner of this chat and keep well. 100 laughing face.
Right. And this is the response.
And looking at this is Tinder.
It is Tinder. Also, can I just point out, that's the same day, not the next day.
Where it says today, 7:42. Oh, so this is just earlier in the day. Yeah, okay, yeah. And they're all separate, but every line, when I pause, they're all separate lines.
Yeah.
So anyway, next line. You don't seem like you up for a chat. Next line. Sorry, go on.
So this is her response. Whoa, dude, exclamation mark. Needy much? You send 100 messages in a row and now cracked it because I didn't answer immediately. Laughing face.
Yes, which is the appropriate response. And then... Yeah, of course, block him because that's what he's gone like. So, just block me then. Dude, and that's another thing. That's a power tripping thing. Is like, well, you should just block me. If you don't want to talk to someone, block them. Go for your life.
Exactly.
Be a freaking adult.
So she messaged me this one and she said that she was in the shower. That's the one. That's that one where she's like, I was in the shower.
Yeah.
That's why I wasn't replying because, life.
Yeah. Well, I've had people do it like where I see that my couch over there. I think it's like it's enchanted.
Okay.
Right? Because if I go horizontal on that thing...
Yeah, you fall asleep?
I fall asleep.
Yeah, couches are good like that.
There's something magical about it. If I go to bed, I can lay there for 2 hours staring into the darkness.
Yeah.
But I put my head down on that thing and I'm gone.
It's just a couch thing. It's a couch thing.
And it could be like this. Send text message. Sleep.
Yeah.
It happens pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Wake up 2 or 3 hours later and go, I need to go to bed.
Yeah.
Look at phone and go, not talking to me. What? Okay.
Yeah.
You hadn't sent me a message for me to respond to or whatever. I don't know. I fell asleep. I'm sorry.
How dare you?
Yeah, but that kind of shit, and it's super common. And I know that you've told me about you receiving those kind of messages.
Yeah.
Everyone does. And I'm sure that people listening to this right now who don't do this are shaking their fists.
Yeah.
If you do this, if you can't handle someone not giving you an immediate response, do some self-exploration, figure yourself out.
Yeah. But the thing is that would you do this to your friends and family if they actually I love my mum, but this is clearly a sign of insecurity. She'll message me and then sometimes I just won't reply for like a whole day maybe, and then she'll reply back saying, okay, you must be busy, and I'm like, yeah, but you don't need to message me that. Or she'll just send me a message saying good night, sleep tight or something. I'm like, Mum, you don't need to do that. Like I'm always around. I'm your daughter, unless it's been days, but sometimes I just get busy. I don't need to. And my sister was saying she does it to her as well, and I think that's just that insecurity of her husband cheated on her twice. I'm sure she needs to be reminded that she's loved.
Yeah, I mean, it does happen with friends. In fact, that's why I mention it, because I've had friends that have done it. And like, or they'll ask you a question and then you haven't replied, and then they come back with, okay, fine then, if you don't want to. And like, I haven't actually answered.
Oh my God, have I ever done that?
No, you haven't.
No,
so
I don't think I'm that type of person.
Don't assume that I don't. Would you like to go get a burger? Okay, fine. If you don't want to. I was like, on the toilet, or whatever,
well, stop that. Just from now on,
having a
wear
shower,
a colostomy bag,
driving a car or something.
Yeah.
It's yeah. Hey, while I'm just forgetting this, there's one here I want to go to that you've gotten that you sent me. I'm going to get you to read. But how good was this meme that you sent me with the the photo of the bunch of really normal white straight guys standing around wearing exactly the same shoes and T-shirts with drinks in their hands. This picture just dry rubbed my left labial lip for 2 minutes and then asked if I came.
Hey, except our mutual friend Sarah, who doesn't listen to the podcast, she's all like, yeah, that's totally my type of guy. And I'm like, that's not a good thing then.
That's not good. Yeah.
Like no.
They just look boring.
Yeah, they look so boring. I don't look at them and go, yeah.
So scrolling through the memes, because that's what we've got here is like memes of the men in the
I
things,
love that. Yeah.
And tiny penis man. Anyway, delving into our
and the baby hammock. That's so funny.
That's
the hammock. I should send that to my mum, and she loved it.
Yeah, because it was probably a reality in her day.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one I've got is this one. Do you want to read that?
Oh yeah. Let me just find that. Where's that one?
Okay.
Oh my god.
So that's from obviously a screenshot.
Yeah.
From the page.
So this is what someone messaged her. What meat do you want on your footlong? And she's like, this was today's first question of the day. Do I look like I need a sandwich? Like, what meat? I know, right? What does that even mean?
It doesn't even need, like she said, that was the first question of the day. I'm interpreting that as she's had conversations with him before. So the first thing he's done, he's woken up or whatever the time of the day it is, and he's like, so what meat do you want on your footlong?
I'm assuming this isn't literal. He's not obviously on the way to Subway.
Subway, yeah.
No. Is he talking about his footlong?
But why would he want? What meat do you want on there then?
It's so weird. What does he mean? Is he saying
on your footlong? What meat do you want on your foot? Maybe it's like a psychology question. So I mean, see, if someone asked me that question, even though I'm not, I'd go back with I'm vegan.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I don't even want cheese.
Yeah, no.
But maybe it's like a psychological evaluation type question. What meat do you want on your footlong? Oh, I'm a roast beef kind of girl.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Well, what that tells me is, I don't know. That's creepy.
I don't know. I think it's just weird. I think people are weird. Okay, so there's that one.
This is one from Karen.
Oh, please. Yeah, about what that guy said to her.
Yep.
The creepy guy who cracked onto me on my way home that day, his line, I want to feel what each of your tattoos feel like.
Oh. She's actually written cringe. Didn't even have to because you automatically do cringe.
But it just makes me think of Silence of the Lambs, you know?
Yeah.
It puts the lotion on its skin or it gets the hose again.
It puts the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again.
Yeah, great movie.
So we both have tattoos.
We do.
In visible areas.
Yes.
Okay. Karen has a lot.
She does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever had someone just touch your tattoos?
No, never actually. Not like as in a stranger?
Yeah.
No.
Like, oh, that's nice, and then touch it?
No, I did have, when I was quite a lot younger, like when I was 20, my GP, he just separated from his wife and he was out at the pub, and next thing,
yeah, go on, sweetie. Sorry, I just rugged myself up in this blanket.
I know.
I could turn the heater on, but it'd make noise.
And I had back in the day when tattoos weren't a thing, so I had a smaller tattoo.
When you had to be a sailor or a criminal.
Yeah, and I had a couple of semi-quavers on my shoulder blade. Mm-hmm. Anyway, he touched my tattoo, and I was just all because he was out and he was been drinking, and I was young and 19. Yeah, and I was like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I just wanted to touch it. And at that moment I went, you are no longer my GP.
No, it's just, okay, mine... Some of them have little raised sections on the dark lines. But apart from that, it just feels like skin.
Yeah.
It's just pigment in your skin.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like anything. It's not like you've added things underneath.
It's not like a brand.
No.
Like you get branded, it raises your skin.
Yeah.
But some of them this knife one, just along the edge there of each one, see how dark it is?
Yeah.
It's slightly, you can feel it. Like I can tell it's there.
Where I've had cover-ups, on my hip and my shoulder blade.
More scar tissue.
Yeah, you can feel that slightly more, but other than that, you can't. It just
and this one on my shoulder, it's quite dark.
Probably in the early days when you first would have gotten it, you definitely would have been able to feel it.
Maybe there where his face is.
But
apart from that, it
just
still
feels like skin.
Yeah. So I want to feel like see what your tattoos feel like. What are you going to cut them off and wear them as a mask?
That's so creepy.
what the fuck? Like,
so many creeps.
But I have had people, like, when they're talking, it shows tattoos, and then they want to touch it. You're like, what do you need to touch it for?
You don't. You just look at it. It's just like art. I don't go up to, like, pieces of art and be like, I'm going to touch the art on the wall.
Yeah, I mean, even though, like, they are textured from the paintbrush strokes now. But you just get up really close and look at the tape.
You don't touch it.
That's a good way you appreciate art. You stand a few metres back, take the entire take the entire thing in. I just punched my microphone. I wonder if that came through. No, it didn't.
Cool.
That's what this little suspension device is for.
There you go, amazing.
Anyway, or you get up really close and you appreciate the workmanship in the art. Tattoos, just look at them.
It's a piece of art.
You don't have to touch them. So, yeah, but I know that it happens to women with tattoos, and I know it's probably happened to Karen because of the level of tattoos she's got, where people will have definitely been talking to her and then just touched her tattoos.
People don't touch my tattoos, I think, because they see my biceps and they go, not going to mess with her.
She's going to crack me. So... Who's Sunny?
Oh, I'll read this one. This is the one where I was like, I'm so over this. All right, this message at 11:23.
Mm-hmm. Is that AM? Yeah, it is, because the next one's at 13:07.
Yeah. So hi. Oh, do you want to be Sunny?
Yeah, but you don't respond. So.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just be Sunny then.
Yeah.
This is the messages he sends to me. Hi, morning, nice to meet you.
Okay, can I just point out that there's no punctuation in that sentence?
I added the punctuation. Fine.
Because it says, hi, morning, nice to meet you, is the way that it's written. My name's not Morning, it's Skye.
With an E. And then, my name is Sunny. Next line, also a member of Perth Singles.
See, because, like, you couldn't have worked that out.
No.
Because what you do is when you click on his
profile?
name, it says member of Perth Singles. Anyway.
Would like to know you more. Right? Then there's a break.
Okay, so 11:23, 4 lines. Mm-hmm. Hi, morning, nice to meet you. My name is Sunny, also a member of Perth Singles. Would like to know you more.
Then
13:07.
So you single as well?
Let's go back to the third line. Also a member of Perth Singles. Perth Singles, one of the
prerequisites,
like, and just stop me if I'm wrong, but like when you join, it says, "Are you single?" Because that group doesn't allow partnered people.
And they do a little stalk of you too, just to make sure.
Like the admin will go and check you out, make sure that you're not married and you're just being a creepy sleaze. There are other groups, right, such as Single in Perth,
that do
where it asks you, are you single, poly, ethically non-monogamous?
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, which is fine. They're not, but it's still not like, but they're allowing for that, right?
Yeah.
Perth Singles, if you're married,
you can fuck right off.
You can get right up.
Yeah.
Or if you're partnered, get out of there. So I wonder if he listens, because you talk about the podcast in these groups. But I hope that these people, you know what? Fuck it.
If you listen,
I hope you're listening, Sonny.
No, you're learning a good lesson right now.
Yeah.
Don't message me with this stuff.
If you're going to message someone saying, hi, morning, nice to meet you. You haven't met. All right. So just hi. Or you know what? No, fuck it. Don't message people from groups.
Yes.
Build a rapport with them on a post. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure that this has been posted. It's probably in the pinned post or that kind of thing. Hi, Skye, how you? Hi, Skye, how you?
I obviously didn't reply to that. Hang on. The latest one was yesterday.
Hey, how are you? Letter. Letter.
Obviously, I didn't reply to that either.
They don't warrant a reply. It's... If you message, don't message people from groups. I was saying, there are. I think it's also written into the ledger of the group. You know, like when you join, or somewhere there's pinned posts, or people mention it, or people will ask, "Oh, what do you do if you like someone?"
Yeah,
like, you know, build up a rapport with them on a post, and you can see if they're interested in talking to you. And if you want, you can say, "Hey, do you mind if I send you a DM?"
Yeah.
Personally, I think that's a bit weird, because then everyone knows you're doing that, and keep your private conversations to yourself.
Yeah.
But if you have built up a rapport with someone and you see it on a post where on one of the comments the poster or just two people are going back and forth and they're enjoying conversation, you can tell. And then the conversation stops because they've taken it private.
Yeah. And they didn't have to go, can I DM you?
No.
Someone just messaged and gone,
you just message. You're like, hey, I thought I'd message you privately because of having a good time in conversing with you, and let's carry it on here if that's okay with you. That's how you do it. And then they go, oh, yeah, sweet. I'm enjoying talking with you.
Yeah.
And then you do the normal thing. You get to know them, and then maybe at some point in time you're like, hey, would you like to catch up?
Yeah.
Let's have a coffee or a drink or whatever.
Yeah.
But no, their intention is, hey,
how you
do the sex to me.
Yeah.
I know that's like the base level thing.
No, that's pretty much what it is.
Where did I get this screenshot? Who's that from? Why have I got that?
That was from Karen.
From Karen? Okay. Have you got that one as well?
I do.
Because we're gonna. I like the whole role playing thing. Now? So I'm gonna be Steve and you be Karen. Okay. I'm not gonna try to. Once again, I'm gonna read it verbatim.
Okay.
I'm not going to try sell myself to you.
Okay then. Sorry, but personality is so fucking important to me. I wish you well.
Oh my God! See how she used commas and full stops.
It's amazing,
and stuff?
Isn't it?
Right? Then he sent. So then, I don't know when that was because there's no date on that. But then 14th of May at 12:30, he sent her a voice message.
A 34-second voice message.
34-second voice message. Now, underneath it, he's gone, 80s is the best.
Do you think he sang her a song?
I think he sang her a song. Or he's playing something or whatever.
Music.
Either way.
Yeah.
I don't know how long it was between her saying, personality is so fucking important to me, I wish you well, and then him going, 80s is the best. Did you not read what she said?
Yeah.
She said, okay then, sorry. She's obviously...
I wish you well. That means goodbye.
Yeah, she's obviously asked him prior to that. Karen, you'll message one of us after the show and
yes,
tell
please.
us.
Thank you, Karen.
I know she will.
Yeah.
Because she does. She messages me and gives me shit about things we say every week.
Yeah, it's great.
So, I'm not going to try to sell myself to you. She's obviously said to him had said something about him or personality because she's like, well, I'm not going to get involved with someone I don't
who's
get
boring.
along with or don't have any kind of interest in. And so she said, sorry, I wish you the best. So she's being polite. He's ignored that completely and then sent her a song or sent her a fucking...
I wish I could
Karen,
listen to
did he
it.
sing to you?
Please, can you send us as a group message to the two of us what it says?
Forward that.
Please, we need to know.
But then, she didn't respond.
Yeah, so that to me is a sign of
because
go away.
her last comment was, I wish you well. Goodbye. Mm-hmm. So then on Tuesday, right? And I'm assuming that's Tuesday
months.
Of this week.
Yes,
so
2 months.
2 months later. It's now July. Mm-hmm. Okay. Good evening, beautiful lady. I'm feeling awesome. Looking forward to a chat again. What?
And then she's replied with, hi, glad you are feeling awesome. Something happen or just in general?
So she's being polite.
Being nice.
She hasn't
she's being lovely, actually.
Shut him down.
I mean, I would have shut him down
and gone, hey mate, I didn't. But he's been
He's not being creepy as such.
Good evening, beautiful lady. He's a little bit creepy
after 2 months.
Yeah.
And an 80s music.
But what that does, right? So if you wait 2 months and then you go, let me scroll through who have I spoken with. There's someone I spoke to a couple of months ago. I'll message her. I'll shoot my shot again.
Yeah, you never know. You never know.
But then, so happening, Jenny. His response: hard to explain. Life is awesome again. I need to rest up as I work me bum off. Talk again soon, if okay. And then he put a space and then a question mark.
And then she replied saying, "Ha ha, random." Okay.
So yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Karen's
sorry. I work me bum off. That's my favourite statement.
As I work me bum off. I need to rest. But see, sorry to pull the piss out of your structure of a sentence here, mate. I need to rest up, no comma, as I work me bum off. So does that mean he needs to rest up as he works his bum off? So, like, it's two of the same. So, like, I'm going to lay down and have a rest while my bum's getting worked off. Like, what? How are you doing that? Like, if he said I need to have a rest as I've worked my bum off.
That would make sense, but he hasn't because he obviously has no
I need to have a rest as I work my bum off.
I like how he's like, talk again soon if okay. Like, talk again soon. No, it's not okay. It's
not okay. Otherwise, that first message wouldn't have existed.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've done just a question. Do you think you can fall in love? Can I just read this? This is like a man reading. It's just a post I saw somewhere.
Is this what the ones you sent me? Because there's a couple where I'm like, holy manoli.
If you tell me... No, okay, and once again, verbatim. It's got a photo of the guy, but whoever posted it, he scrubbed his name out. Okay. So it's from some post. He's wearing like a pair of Pit Viper sunglasses.
He looks pretty awesome.
Oh, yeah. I'm just going to zoom in on that. Yeah, he's got a cowboy hat on and he's wearing Pit Vipers. If you don't know what Pit Vipers are, Google them. They're like speed dealers, I think we used to call them back in the day. Yeah. If you, and that's a letter U, so I'm going to pronounce that as If tell me no sex because on strike, Imma just rape I'ma just rape you.
Classy, classy.
Laughing face, laughing face, laughing face. Sex is a part, as in like I'm going to pull this apart.
I know.
Not a part.
No.
Sex is a part of life. That's how all got here. So stop being little pussies and deal with sex. Everything on this world's fucked. So who cares if you can? There's no full stop, so I have to keep going. If you can't get an abortion, it's the 21st century. If you didn't want a kid, you should have worn a condom. Okay. Women don't wear condoms?
No, they don't.
Because he's talking to women.
Yes.
Right, okay. If you don't want a kid, should have worn a condom, but even if my partner tries to tell me she on a sex strike, I'ma fuck her. Why? Because she got with me, men and girls fucks. So deal with it, you sexless freaks. Laugh, laugh, laugh. Sex is life, and without yo daddy's dick in yo mum, wouldn't be here in the first place.
Oh my gosh,
Thoughts?
Oh, classy, all class. Obviously, I'm assuming he's anti-abortion. I'm going to say he would definitely vote.
He's anti-women.
No, well, he's definitely anti-women.
Yeah.
All I can say is, as a mother of two boys, future men, yeah, I don't ever want to see them say anything like this, and they won't because they have an independent woman as a mother, and
they're receiving a good education, so they won't say when they mean you,
and they and
they will probably put full stops,
and they'll know that apart is two words.
Yes,
apart,
yeah,
it's not apart.
This is a part of
the world. Yes.
He
clearly hates women, and
do you want to read this next? Obviously written by a man. Okay.
The sexual facts?
Sexual facts. Can you please read sexual facts? Can you educate us all on sexual facts?
Okay, sexual facts number one. The vagina always has a bad smell, no matter how much you bathe or who you are. This is a fact that nobody can deny. Brackets, sorry girls, there is no it's my natural smell shit, close brackets.
Okay, this is a man who's never seen a vagina. And if he has...
It's an animal's vagina.
Yeah. He's wrong. The vagina does not always have a bad smell.
Also, it's just a smell. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just female. It's being a female.
Yeah.
Like,
it's not bad. And what he's saying is, what he should say is, if it smells bad, there might be some underlying problem.
Yeah, definitely.
But women know that.
No matter how much you bathe or who you are. So is there a difference in like? What
do you mean?
Like smell level? Like,
yeah.
You're saying that like posh girls have a better smell?
No. I'm saying that women know
their
own bodies, and if they smell differently, they'll probably feel differently, or if there's some sort of secretion or something, you've probably gone to the doctor.
Do you know what's scary though? A lot of girls have no concept of like what is or isn't.
Well, yeah, true, because I did tell you about a friend of mine who's in her early 40s who'd never looked at her vagina.
Never looked at the vagina. And a lot of girls don't even know, like, different. I know this is we're getting into, like, sex ed now, but, like, discharge differences and what they should be concerned about.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So, because I just don't think mothers don't talk to their daughters. And, I mean, not everyone has a mother,
the thing is, what he's missing here is as well, right? Your balls stink if you don't clean them, buddy. And now are you saying that that's normal? Oh, yeah, balls just stink.
That's different.
No, they don't. They're not supposed to smell like cheese. You're supposed to clean under your foreskin, you know, like if you've got one.
Yeah.
Even if you don't. If you don't wash, you get smelly.
Also, girls aren't meant to use soap. It's a known fact.
Yeah.
Just water. That is it. So... Anyway, can I go on to number 2? Because number 2...
Fact number 2 from Captain Man Lady Knows Everything Guy.
This is my favourite one. I like this one. As in, that's sarcasm. Women who have given birth to a baby, her vagina
As opposed to a rabbit.
But her vagina is now useless.
Oh.
That's it.
Oh. So... It's now useless, so you can't give birth to any more babies.
No,
so
just
therefore, women can only. Oh, okay. Because I'm reading literally. Once
Her
you've
vagina.
given birth to a baby, Dingo took my baby. Once women have given birth to a baby, women. Oh my god! And even like the pluralizing women who have given birth to a baby.
Oh, can I read the next?
Her, not their vagina.
Her vagina is now useless. Just that one woman.
So you can't have sex again and you won't be able to give birth. The vagina's useless.
Let me tell you why, though. Let me tell you why, because this is fact. The muscles lost all strength. That's not even right English.
I fucking can't deal with you.
And can no longer give sexual satisfaction. That is a very clever vagina.
Because that's what vaginas are for. They're for giving sexual satisfaction.
So there's an extra button in there somehow that just like, I don't know.
It's like Magic's you. You put your penis in it, it gives you sexual satisfaction. Has he not taken into account that, like, when sexual saticefaction's concerned, here's another sexist, terrible joke to go with the one I told at the beginning. What is the fleshy substance around a vagina?
What?
A woman.
Oh, I knew that was what it was going to be. I knew.
So that's where he's coming from. He's like, the rest of the female is completely useless. The only part that I'm interested in is the vagina.
Which now that they've had a baby,
it's useless.
But it could get, next line, the vagina becomes huge.
Huge.
It is a giant cave. You could walk into it.
Oh, my God.
And then he goes, I know that single women with children will not accept this, but it is the truth, capital letters.
So, but...
What about married women with children?
Well, yeah, anyone with children. So, one, that is not a fact, right? They don't... Because muscles, right, do...
the vagina is a muscle.
Yeah. So let's talk about bodybuilding and hypertrophy and lifting weights.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you lift, and you're doing powerlifting again, so when you lift a lot, what happens to your muscles?
They get pretty strong.
They get strong.
Yeah.
So therefore, a vagina which has been used a lot, is probably stronger.
Pretty strong, I'd say. It's not a cave. It's definitely not a cave.
And they're designed to stretch.
They are.
That's what they're for. Hang on. He does realise that vaginas, apart from like the giving of pleasure, quote unquote, it's actually a birth canal.
Yes.
Where your baby not everyone can use it.
No.
But that's its design.
Yeah.
So therefore, yes, babies will come out of it. And we know vaginas aren't always the same after you've given birth from an aesthetic point of view, because you might have to have an episiotomy or whatever and things tear. But that's also more to do with your labia and whatever.
Yes, that is.
Your actual vagina itself is probably not that different.
No.
And if it is, then
if you do your pelvic floor exercises, good to go.
It's all good. Once again, he's experienced one vagina probably, and it belonged to a goat. And but I love how he puts, but this is the truth.
It's the truth.
Like in capital letters. But has he also, I'm going to go with no, right?
Okay.
Has he had sex with a woman who then gave birth and then he examined her vagina to make sure it was different? Otherwise, how does he know?
He's just, I don't think
has he been with women who have children and then gone, she's got a huge vagina? Maybe that woman just had a huge vagina.
Not everyone, vaginas are different.
Oh, if there's anything I've learned about vaginas that's the same as any other body part, they're all different.
Exactly.
Yep.
I need to read the next one. You ready?
Please. Number 3.
If you do anal sex with your girlfriend, that makes you gay.
Ah!
And then we keep going. I know it is controversial, but there is no difference in a woman's anus and that of a man.
Yeah, it is. It's attached to a man.
Right? Having sex with a man would not be a problem for you. In fact, you want a man's anus more because it is tighter than a woman's vagina. Deny it.
Deny it.
Doesn't even make sense.
Oh, my God. Okay, so old mate here.
Yeah.
Because
gay,
a vagina is forgiving. Yeah, he's gay.
Yeah.
Vaginas are for giving pleasure, once again, is his opinion.
All that satisfaction they give.
And if you... So by his rationale, gay men don't derive pleasure from sex.
No, because they don't have vaginas.
I wonder why they do it. Because like oral sex, there's no pleasure there, right?
No. It's all about vaginas.
Well, he wouldn't know about that because he's obviously never been with a woman.
No.
But yeah, so vaginas are the only body part that anyone has which are designed to give pleasure. So therefore, if you're gay, I'm really sad for you because you're not getting pleasure when you have sex. Pleasure. Although I've spoken to gay men and I'm pretty sure they do.
I think you could be right. I think you could be right.
But I feel very sad for you that anuses don't give pleasure.
I just like if you do the anal sex, if you do anal sex with your girlfriend, that makes you gay. Even though you're having sex with a woman, but makes you gay.
I don't think he understands what homosexuality actually is.
I don't think so either.
Because like there are plenty of like... yeah, no, that's not. It's not about anal sex. No. It's got nothing to do with anal sex.
But obviously,
there are gay men who don't have anal sex, but they're still gay.
Yeah.
They're not having.
It's got actually nothing to do with sex.
It's got nothing to do with the sex. It's
like you're gay because you're attracted to that gender.
Yeah. It's and like I said, you don't even have to you can be completely asexual but gay. You're still attracted to.
You just don't want to have sex, but you're still like I like men or I like women.
Or you just like you could be in a gay relationship for years or a same-sex relationship and never go near either person's anus.
No,
it doesn't make you. According to him, though.
Deny it.
Deny it. And the final comment.
And no, I am not an incel. I have full sexual experience with many women. Yes, not just one. I have full sexual experience. I feel like he has never had sex and he may be gay.
Full sexual experience.
I have full sexual experience.
So...
those cave vaginas.
Shit. All right, so his version of full sexual experience, because once again we're getting back to what he said about vaginas being able to provide pleasure, and once you've had sex, they're once you've had a baby, they're useless. Because women, once again, there's no other part of woman that can give you any sort of pleasure, correct?
No.
So
only the vagina, the magic vagina.
Yeah,
but only while it is not ever had babies,
and not her brain.
Definitely not her brain.
Not her brain. No,
brains are useless for that.
No.
This is all about small vaginas before babies.
Yeah.
Before they become a cave.
Probably wants to have sex with children. I mean, that's a broad stroke, but I fucking wish we had his name.
Oh, but wouldn't that be great? We could send him a message.
This was I saw was posted in a group that someone screenshotted and put in a group, and in that group there are people from all over the world, so we could never track down the guy who said this, and that's a shame.
It is a shame.
Because I would really love him to listen to this podcast. But as I've said before, and this is what I was talking to you about, bashing men. We're not bashing men, we're bashing these men.
Yeah.
And the men that need to hear this, unfortunately they're not listening to this show because they don't want to be preached to, because that's how this comes across.
So I've been chatting with a guy who sent me, and I said, I've been really honest. I've said I have a podcast, right? And anyway, so he was listening today because his daughter does dancing in Malaga.
Oh, okay.
I know. Because he said, I think maybe Damo's daughter does dancing where my daughter does. Because he listened to the one where you mentioned Malaga.
No, it's in Balcatta.
It's in Balcatta.
Yep.
Anyway, he said only idiots and arseholes would actually be concerned about listening to the podcast.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then he said, also, I like Damo. He sounds like a dead set legend. Anyway.
Thanks, mate. No worries.
Anyway, but I was like...
Send us any messages to that effect. All good. Also, if you don't say that, I'm probably going to tell Skye you're a dick.
Exactly.
So,
That's how it works.
Yeah.
But... So I just thought it was interesting because when I've said to guys I have a podcast, one time he unmatched me. Another time on that when I randomly went to that date and he turned up late, et cetera, he then told me, because he'd been listening to the podcast, I was ghosting him. Yeah. And I'm like, did you even listen to the podcast?
He doesn't have the cognitive ability to interpret what was actually happening. Yeah. Yeah, you're dead right, mate. It's the people, they're not interested in learning, but it's the same with you can't tell a flat earther that the world's round because that's their belief. It's just what
and they're
happens.
Always going to believe it.
Yeah,
it's like those anti-abortionists and
which you did that. You posted that woman, the anti-gay thing, or one of 130.
The one.
Thankfully, so I posted the link to the
Republican. The Republican Lauren.
Yeah, but how many people actually did vote against
148.
Thankfully, that wasn't enough to.
No, I think 290 voted yes, or the other way around. Yes.
No, they voted yes. Yeah.
So this woman, we've shared it, but just to remind everyone. That
they voted no because it's about repealing the laws.
That's right. Yeah. Voted against marriage equality yesterday. She's been outspoken about how LGBTQ people groom kids. I hate this all the time. But has been relatively quiet about how her husband was arrested in 2004 for exposing his genitals to a group of teenage girls. Mm-hmm. Yeah. There was more. I think I've told you about
cognitive dissonance. Yeah. Is what it's called. Yeah. Yep.
It just disturbs
Selecting the parts of the story that suit you.
Yeah. And there was more
what's it called? What is that term called? Not cognitive dissonance. Selective or...
selective. I've just had a mind blank.
Something bias. What is it called? A confirmation bias.
Yeah.
Yeah. Confirmation bias.
Yes.
That's it. I don't know what you're looking up or what you're going to do.
I can't find it now.
Something's popped into my head.
Yeah, go.
Speaking of things that have happened and things that are posted, I'm really getting off on the photos from the James Webb telescope. That shit is fucking awesome.
I was watching something and someone was doing something about energy drinks and how something about them, but then he was like, also check out this telescope image. So someone I know that's just doing
it's so good.
Yeah, it's
and
pretty
you
amazing.
Don't have a concept, and it's so funny. It's kind of like when you when you're a kid and you have a PlayStation or whatever, and then 30 years later you got a PlayStation 5, and it's just holy shit. I thought that when I was 12, I thought PlayStations were pretty great.
Yeah, but
or when you watch Terminator 2 and you're like, wow, this is real computer graphics, and now we have Avatar.
Yeah. Terminator 2 is still amazing.
Oh, it is, for its day.
Just so we're clear on that, yeah.
No, I mean, but from a graphical, from a special effects
I'm not going to see
view.
Avatar 2, though. I just
Why?
feel I don't know. I just feel it's going to be bad.
I don't know. I'll give it a go. But I like nerdy stuff. But but the progress factor, and that's the thing with poor old Hubble's been floating around for the last 30 years, and we've been like, wow, that's some great photos. And now you look at them compared to James Webb, and you're like, oh,
it's not that great.
It's not that good.
I know. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and then because of the resolution of them.
That's what it is. It's the resolution. It's next
millions,
level.
It's also the infrared spectrum, their mid-infrared spectrum that they can kind of pick up. So don't look at me like that.
I was just having a sip of my water. I'm going, just so we're clear.
Yeah, go Damo, nerd it up. So what it is Hubble's infrared was low infrared, and whereas James Webb goes mid and low infrared spectrum, so it's a much wider spectrum, so therefore it can see the colours more realistically. So what Hubble was seeing is an interpretation of a certain depth.
Yeah.
So now all those gas clouds and stuff, instead of with Hubble, it's just a gas cloud that's and it might be red or whatever because of the type of light, whereas James Webb can see through the gas,
which is
and you can
amazing.
see light coming from the other side. So it gives you a sense of depth of these nebulas and things of how because when you see them, they look like they're two-dimensional. They're on a flat plane. They're obviously not. They're in space. So James Webb is allowing us to see galaxies behind the nebulas. Which is
amazing.
They've got photos there, and because of the resolution of them, they're billions of pixels across. So you can just zoom in, zoom in. Because they're composite photos, obviously. So, well, might not be obvious. But anyway, so they've got this one where they've zoomed in. I was watching this video and they've zoomed in and there's this little red dot behind one of the nebulas. And they're saying, okay, so this nebula is 13 or however many light years away, billion light years away. And then if we zoom into this little red dot, which is quite blurry because it's so far away, it's 13 billion light years away. Right, so what we're looking at in that red dot happened 13 billion years
insane,
ago, right?
Isn't it?
Which is only 300 million years after the Big Bang, which is the furthest we've looked back in time. And I hope people understand that, but like when you're seeing light from a distant star, you're seeing the light that
history.
Came to us because that's how long it's taken to get to us. So what we're seeing now is this galaxy, and it's a fully formed galaxy, 13.5 billion light years away. Meaning that, it's only 300 million years old. Yeah. So that's what's going on in that galaxy now. Is it still there?
You just don't know,
13.5 billion years
later.
I
mean, unless suddenly we manage to find a way to travel.
Yeah.
We're never going to.
And they're finding all these planets where they're like, wow, that's like full exoplanet kind of level like Earth. Yeah. We could live there and people probably do.
Like Avatar.
Yeah. Yeah. But like that is now we've crossed a threshold of it's making these things seem realistic because previously Hubble was giving us photos of just these colourful things and going, wow, that's pretty. Look at that nebula. The Hourglass Nebula and stuff like that, which was on Pearl Jam's album, or I think it was, Now we can see that in detail. And it's just incredible. I know Nathan's going to be loving this.
Yeah, he will be.
He's into the science. But it's...
I'm not saying I'm not interested, by the way.
Yeah. I know. Yeah. But because when I started to talk, you've kind of raised your eyebrows. Like, here we go. He's going to talk about skateboarding. Yeah. I'm not going to talk about skateboarding. However, look up Raya Leal. She's 14 years old and she just won the last leg, like the first qualifier for...
Hey.
What?
You know what's happening very soon?
What's
that?
You
can talk about that? Commonwealth Games.
Really? Where is it?
It's in Birmingham.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's not the Olympics, but still...
Yeah, but we win.
We win so much.
We are the strongest country in the Commonwealth. Because when we go to the Olympics, Australia does very well. By comparison to Russia, massive. Yeah. China, massive. US, massive. Yeah. All have lots of money. And Australia, we're still getting gold medals.
We're always in the top 12.
But you send us to the Commonwealth Games.
Whoa, we are on top.
We are owning that
I know, it's awesome. So, our swimming team is going to just smash it.
Yeah.
Even we've just had a couple of women at the World Championships Athletics winning. So
it's, at the Commonwealth Games, I don't think there's too many events that we don't get medals in.
No, we get medals in everything.
From like shooting to boxing to like everything.
We look like we're the sporting nation of the world.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
We are.
Statistically, per capita,
we are.
Yeah. Because we go to the Olympics with 26 million. How many people live here? 24 million?
I think you did the numbers a few weeks ago. It's about 26 million, I think. Yeah.
So we go to the Olympics with 26 million people and we come like fourth in the medal tally overall. Like,
we always do. Sometimes I know sometimes we've started like on top. Like with the swimming, we'll be like...
Well, we always do the swimming, and our biggest competitors in the swimming are the US, and the US has got 260 million people, or whatever it is.
All right, so
a lot more.
2022 tally.
Yep.
We were 8th.
Yeah.
8th. So number one... Oh, stupid United Kingdom came second. So US, UK... Germany, France, Italy, China. God, they had a lot out though with drugs, I think.
China?
Yeah. Sweden, random.
We've got to remember that half their country died in 2020 from COVID too.
True, good point. Yeah. China.
That's obviously not true, but...
Sweden, no. Australia, Japan, Russia. Russia was 10th, but they also... Remember Russia wasn't really Russia?
Yeah.
And it was all weird because there was a lot to do with drugs, and then they couldn't even play the actual Russian.
Yeah.
They were playing Tchaikovsky's something or other.
Yeah, because remember back when we were kids, it was the USSR.
I do remember that.
And then, so all of these countries like Ukraine and, all the Slovakia.
All of them,
stuff,
like Belarus, all of that. Yeah.
They didn't really exist because they were just like provinces, I suppose. Once again, just speaking out of my ass.
Go for it.
Yeah. So anyway, everyone should follow the SLS skateboarding because it's a world qualifying event.
That's cool.
And
I'm assuming
we have.
They'll be skateboarding at the Commonwealth Games then. I'm assuming.
No, I don't think so. It's Olympic. Yeah, but if it was at the Commonwealth Games,
do you know some of the sports at the Commonwealth Games? There's like lawn bowls.
Yeah, it's so good. Then we're good at that.
We are good at that.
Do they have darts?
I don't know if they have darts.
The English
they should.
That, yeah.
They should.
Yeah.
But they definitely have lawn bowls. And do they have 10-pin bowling?
I hope so.
That would be awesome.
Like, they should have, like, I don't know, what else is a sport? I mean, because the thing is, like, growing up, to me, it was always skateboarding is not a sport. Skateboarding is a pastime.
Yeah.
Even though you compete in skateboarding, it's still technically a sport, but we never considered it a sport because it's an individual
ballroom
pursuit.
dancing. They want together. I don't actually think that's a sport.
It's a competitive thing.
Yeah.
But like skateboarding, now that it's in the Olympics, there was this big debate like over the last couple of years. It's like, does that make it a sport? Well, yeah. It does, because there's sanctioning governing bodies and stuff, and they're also. I saw a video the other day. Paul Rodriguez he's like working with this energy drink company, and for the advertising campaign, he was talking about how skaters now have to train like athletes, like doing weights and doing cardio, not just skating, because it used to be. You're only training for being a skateboarder.
Yeah, but now it's
getting
more
on a
than that.
skateboard. Yeah. So now they have to act like athletes.
Which is awesome.
Which is cool. But the same thing happened with motor racing. Like in the 70s. Have you seen that movie, is it Rush?
I haven't seen it, but I know the one you're talking about.
Okay,
yes.
so it's James Stewart. No, not James Stewart. Who was it? James Hunt. Okay. Not James Stewart. That's Jackie Stewart. James Hunt, and the other guy was Niki Lauda. Okay?
Right. Yeah.
So Niki Lauda worked super hard. Okay, and this is in the late 70s, and he was training and he was practicing.
Yeah.
He'd rock up to the track and he'd do a track walk, which they all do nowadays. They go out and like. He'd make sure he knew all the corners. He had a strategy. He was involved with the pit crew and like. Yeah. Not to the extent that like Michael Schumacher was, because Michael Schumacher is the GOAT and it's a whole different level. Him and Ayrton Senna, but anyway, we won't get into that. So Niki Lauda was like, super focused. He wanted to win the world championship. James Hunt was a playboy.
Yeah, lots of money.
He just would go to parties, do heaps of cocaine, drink champagne,
just rock up,
hang out with hookers, and then rock up to the event the next day. And there's a scene, and these are things that legitimately happen. Obviously, it's dramatized for effect.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But he's rocked up to a race one day, dropped off in the car, pulls up to the car, gets out, 2 women, drinking, smoking a cigar, puts his wine glass down in the car, and then goes to the pits, gets changed, and goes out for practice and qualifying or whatever, right? And then wins the race.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Niki Lauda has been working his ass off. Now, James Hunt, he won a world championship in like 1979 or whatever it was. I don't know. I can't remember. And then retired from Formula One because he'd done it.
Yeah, he was like,
whereas he's probably the most gifted, talented
clearly,
racer.
Hardly had to work.
He didn't have to do anything. Yeah. Niki Lauda went on to win 3 or 4 world championships, I think. But he hated James Hunt.
Because it was just that attitude.
Because, he just used to lob up. But they all used to do that. Like, back in the 50s, they'd drive around smoking a cigar while they were doing it.
Ridiculous.
Drinking brandy. But, skateboarding, like most sports, it's now, and I just think like cricket used to be like that.
Oh, well, they all had jobs as well. Yeah. They'd all like go to their daily job and then maybe they'd work in a bank and then they'd go and play cricket on the weekend. And this is like Donald Bradman. I'm pretty sure he had a real, like not a real job, but like.
But that's why they only played like 40 tests. Yeah. Whereas these days they play
don't
hundreds.
Stop playing. Yeah.
They're playing all year round. Yeah. But and they don't have to like go off to war and stuff as well.
That is true. And and then there's stories about like the women's leagues that were started during war, but then they were quickly removed when the men came back.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Anyway, go men.
Yeah, go men.
So we should probably wrap it up.
We should.
Speaking of wrap it up, this blanket has been great.
Meanwhile, I'm here shivering. I'm fine.
Yeah, no. I said, I could have turned on the aircon, put the heater on, but it would have made noise, and
it's
we
fine.
don't need that.
No.
Anyway, so yeah,
cool.
That'll do, and
that'll do, donkey.
Keep sending us your stories.
Yeah,
Contact
please.
us.
I hope there's more vagina cave stories.
Oh my god, that was the funniest shit. If you're a man, please don't take offense. But like I said, I assume that you're not, because you know that this isn't aimed at you. If you're being a good man, try and learn something. Women, please continue to not tolerate this shit.
And send them so we can continue educating people.
If you like, feel free to send links to these men.
Yeah.
And just go, congratulations, you've just made it onto next week's episode of In My Lounge Room.
Totally. I love it.
Although they're going to come hunt us down. Although, bring it on. Whatever.
Bring it on.
We'll have a conversation.
Yeah.
Have a quiet conversation.
Yeah, if they want to come onto the podcast and defend themselves, let's hear it.
Give us a call.
Yeah.
If you're the men out there who want to kind of tell us why they're misogynistic dickheads,
let's hear it.
Sure, let's bring it on. So, I mean, we said last week's episode was Why Are Men? Maybe we could call this one Why Do Men?
Yes, from a man's perspective.
No, I mean,
No, I know.
Why do men? Why can men? Or why can't men?
Well, yeah, just why?
Why, man? Lift your game.
Yeah.
Let's be better.
Totally.
All right.
I think we're done. Yeah.
Cool. Cheers.
See ya.
Bye.
How low can you go? Death row, what a brother knows. Once again, back is the incredible rhyme animal, the incredible D. Public enemy number one. 5-0 in freeze, and then I got none. Look at a time that I really never had a gun. It's just a wax at the Terminator X-Mon. Now they got me in a cell, cause right back in days hell. Cause a brother like me says, well, American's a brother that I think you want to listen to. What do I say to you? What Jordan do it follow for now? Bow to the people say, make your miracle D. Pump the lyric, all black is back, all in. We're gonna win, check it out, yeah, yo, come on, here we go again, turn it up. Never bad at the back as a brother is mad at the fact is corrupt like a senator. Soul on a roll, but she treated like surf on a row. Beats in the lines are so dope. Listen for lessons I'm saying inside music that the critics all blasted me for. They'll never care cause across the country all the brothers and sisters have a top of the war. We got to demonstrate, come on now, they're gonna have to wait till we get it right. Radio stations are question their black and say call them so black, but we'll see if they play it and turn it up. From in front of me, my crowd runs me in, DJ's warm, he's the exactly norm, you know he can kind of rap from side to side, but with the ride, the glide, commitment safer than a suicide, soul control, he's the mother of your rock and roll, music for one, for which you call a band, man, taking the music brings, but you can't do it, you know, call it demos, but we ride limos too, what you gonna do, rap is not afraid of you, Biddies for Sonny Bono, Biddies for Yoko Ono, be on the scene, touch the DJ, call me a band, get to what you're see, get to what you're free, get to what being free, well, how, wax band, friend, Silicon Rock Bell, ever random, universal will sell, top me to exit, turn it exit, turn it up. From coast to coast in the feel like chromosomes. We're in the mountains, it's just having the motos. Rock and sunset, simple as way wax, roll with a rock star. Never be accepted it. We like to breathe the fit, we can investigate. The only way, get the record straight. Hey, positive effect on flavor Terminator. It's sign check, play to get played. We got to check it out, get on the avenue. Magazine to exist, me into you. Yeah, I'm telling you.
Thank you for listening to In My Lounge Room. Intro music written and performed by Damien McKay. This week's outro song was performed live in the studio by Damo's band 12-Inch Shifter, originally performed by Anthrax and Public Enemy, written by Joey Belladonna, Dan Spitz, Scott Ian, Frank Bello, Charlie Benante, Carl Rudnauer, otherwise known as Chuck D, Hank Shockley, and Eric Sadler. If you're interested in listening to more of Damo's music, look him up on YouTube. It's just Damien McKay. Or also Damo's band 12-Inch Shifter can be found on Reverb Nation, and Damo is also on SoundCloud just under Damien McKay. So yeah, feel free to check them out and have a listen. We'll have more music performed by Skye in the future. But yeah, also on Facebook, 12-Inch Shifter. Thank you very much.